house rules that we always go over, and I'm excited to be here today. I hope you had a great week, and I know it's in the middle of election, so don't want to take up too much time. And let's see, it looks like I am live on everything. So, welcome. We're going to have a quick podcast meetup today. Thank you for joining in. Sorry for any lateness that you might have experienced. I actually don't know if you remember me getting the, let's call it, software package that I had to get called I Show You Instant or I Show You Instant. I believe it allows me to play back sounds in the back. But anyway, I had to get that license. My free trial expired. But I'm glad to have the software because it helps me to put on the best live experience that I can. So without any other delays, let's go ahead and get moving on to our podcast side. So today's episode of choice is the $100 MBA show. I actually signed up for this group, if I'm not mistaken, right when I was in college. I believe he still experiences it. It's $100. It's an academy, and or I wouldn't even call it a cat. I really think it's just a group of entrepreneurs. We'll actually go to the website and everything to figure out exactly what it's about. But anyway, it's a daily podcast. So as you can see, and Omar Zenhom, he has a plethora of episodes here for you to go through. And they used to be 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Now I think they get up to 20 minutes. But they're every day, and it helps you. And you can see 1613. Like, I mean, he's all the way up to episode 1650. So there's a ton of information out there. Highly suggest watching this show. And I wanted to check this one out today, called 3 Low-Risk Businesses You Can Start Today. As you know, we're on our Rooting for Us All to Win campaign. And that is to help 1,000 people, including myself, make $200,000 a year annually, or reach a net worth of $1 million to be considered an accredited investor. On one of these shows, especially probably this week, we want to probably look at the new changes to that rule, accredited investor, and figure out what are the other opportunities for us to meet that. But my goal was really through the net worth and also through the annual income, either or. So let's take a look at this episode, MBA 1649, 3 Low-Risk Businesses You Can Start Today.
Welcome to the $100 MBA Show, business simplified every single day with our daily 10-minute business lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. And in today's episode, you will learn 3 low-risk businesses you can start today. One of the biggest reasons why many people don't start a business is because they're risk averse. They're worried that they'll lose their life savings. It's a valid concern. So I want to share with you 3 businesses that you can start, 3 business models that lower risk tremendously and allow you to start your first business without feeling that anxiety of, man, what if this all goes wrong? What if I can't do this? What if I screw this up? Will I lose all my money? Well, with these business models, the likelihood of that is super, super low. So let's get into it. Let's get down to business. Support for today's show comes from Start Your First Online Business, my all-new 10-part audio course on Himalaya Learning. This is a course that's going to get you from 0 to 1. It's going to get you from thinking about your business to actually launching that business, getting it out of your head and into the real world. We cover things like validating your idea, creating your first product, pricing it, marketing it, financing your business, even creating your business website, and more. Check it out at Himalaya.com/MBA and use code MBA to get a 14-day free trial. Again, that's Himalaya.com/MBA, promo code MBA. Many people believe that running a business is just risky by nature. There's nothing you can do about it. And there is some truth in that, but you can manage risk and you can pick types of businesses that have lower risk than others. First of all, I want to say that when it comes to risk, there's no such thing as a risk-free business. Why? Because you're not just risking money, because you can lower the risk when it comes financially, what you're risking. But with all businesses, you will risk your time. You will invest your time, your effort, your energy into something with the hopes that it's going to pay off. But sometimes it won't. And that's a risk you just have to be willing to take and see it as an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to become a better entrepreneur. But we could definitely lower the risk when it comes to the finances. So let's start with the first type of business that is really minimal risk. And actually, this is one of the first businesses I started, and that's an arbitrage business. An arbitrage business is basically you selling a product or service without having to create that product or service. Let me explain. One of my first online businesses was I had an eBay store where I sold rare Air Jordan sneakers. This is the first time I was dipping my toe into online business. Now, did I buy a whole bunch of Air Jordan sneakers and just sell them on eBay? No. What I did was arbitrage. I would find Air Jordans that I thought would sell, that were rare, that had interesting colorways, that were for sale somewhere else. And then I would sell them on my store for a profit. So say, for example, I found a pair of Air Jordans for $200, and they're in great condition, and they're a popular size, and I was like, okay, this pair of sneakers is really difficult to find, and for the right buyer, they're going to be willing to pay for it. So then I would take the images and everything from that other place, the description, everything I knew about that product, I would then post it on my store for a marked up price. So let's say $250. And I would be able to sell those sneakers because I was part of forums and different groups online when it came to rare sneakers or basketball, and they knew that I could find really good sneakers. So they're always asking me, hey, what do you got these days? Do you have anything new? And I would show them the sneakers that I found. And guess what? They would pay me the $250, and then after I had the $250 in my bank account, I would go ahead and buy those sneakers from the store that I saw them originally and just send them directly to the buyer. And of course, I would pocket the difference. That's what arbitrage is. And you could do this all day long. There is a huge marketplace for this when it comes to Amazon. People sell Amazon products on their Amazon store, and they don't have those products in stock. They actually just buy them from Alibaba, which is a cheaper wholesaler, and send it directly to the consumer and pocket the difference. And this works for services as well. If you have an email list, if you're a marketer, and you know there are some services your list would want to avail, let's say, for example, they want some Facebook marketing, they want somebody to create their logo, they want somebody to design their website. If you have a relationship with some of these people that provide these services, Facebook marketing, or website development, they want somebody to create their logo, create a relationship, or you just go out and find freelancers who know how to do this. Some of these people you charge a premium, and then you go ahead and Facebook marketing, website development, do this, or you create a relationship, or you go out and find freelancers who know how to do this. Some of these people charge a premium, and then you go ahead and Facebook marketing, website development, do this, or you create a relationship, or you go out and find freelancers who know how to do this. Some of these people charge a premium, and then you go ahead and website development, do this. You create a relationship when you go out and find freelancers who know how to do this. Some of these people charge a premium, and then you go ahead and website development, do this. You create a relationship when you go out and find freelancers who know how to do this. Some of these people charge a premium, and then you go ahead and website development, do this. You create a relationship when you go out and find freelancers who know how to do this. Some of these people charge a premium, and then you go ahead and website development, do this. You create a relationship when you go out and find freelancers who know how to do this. Some of these people charge a premium, and then you go ahead and with your affiliate link. And of course, you got to get creative. You want to make sure they use your affiliate link, so maybe give them a bonus if they do. Something that would help them maximize the use of whatever your affiliate link. And of course, you got to get creative. You want to make sure they use your running. I want to make sure they use your bonus if they do. Maybe give them a bonus if they do. Would help them maximize the use of whatever your affiliate link. And of course, you got to get creative. And of course, you got to get creative. You want to make sure they use your give them a bonus if they do. Would help them a bonus if they do. Maximize the use of whatever. Maximize the use of whatever. Of course, you got to get creative. You want to make sure they use your. You want to make sure they use your bonus if they do. Give them a bonus if they do. Would help them maximize the use of whatever. Of course, you got to get creative. You want to make sure they use your. You want to make sure they use your bonus. Website and get going. Now, with the first two business models, arbitrage and affiliate marketing, very, very little upfront cost, if any, okay? You're not really putting up a lot of cash. We're talking about, less than $1,000 to start up a website and get going. Most of us spend more than $1,000 on a vacation, so this is not really a huge loss of investment or a huge risk. Now, the third one is a little higher risk than the other two, but still very low risk. And that's buying a business with a partner. There's a lot of businesses for sale that you can buy that are successful, that are making income month over month. If you're curious about this world, you can go to empireflippers.com. This is a great site that you can check out to buy a business. Now, you may not have, $100,000 or $200,000 or $1 million to buy a business. Maybe you have $20,000, okay? And there's a business out there that might be for $150,000, $200,000 that is really being mismanaged, that has incredible potential, that if you took it over, it could be $1 million business within a year. So one of the ways a lot of people will become entrepreneurs is they'll partner with somebody who has capital and say, hey, how about we partner up? I'll put in $20,000 and you put in, let's say, $100,000. And let's say the business is worth $200,000, okay? So you're still short $80,000, right? But here's what you do. You work in the deal that you don't pay the business owner all in one lump sum. But what you do is you work in the deal that you pay the business owner over 2 years. So you could do it immediately, 1/3, and then after 1 year, another third, and after the second year, another third. Then what? Well, then you can go to your partner and say, hey, I know you're putting up $100,000 and I'm putting up $20,000, but I will manage the whole business. I will run it. I will make sure you're just going to be an investor. So even though I'm not putting up so much money, I'm taking my equity through sweat equity, through actually working and doing the business. So you might say, hey, you can own, 65% and I'll own 35%, whatever you work out. And you have a partner in business who's an investor, who's great. And you can even work a deal where you can buy some of that share back from the investor or that partner. So maybe eventually you can buy the whole thing. And within the 2 years, you can take the revenue you're making from that business. Obviously, you're going to make it grow and make it better and pay back the remaining 80% to the business owner you bought it from. Now, you might say, well, Omar, what if I don't? What if I can't make $80,000 in 2 years in profit? What if I only make 60? I'm going to be short $20,000. How am I going to pay the owner? It's still a good investment. Why? Because if the business is better off than it was when you bought it, let's say you bought it for $200, like we said, and let's say you've increased revenue by 40%, you can easily sell the business for $300,000 or $350,000, and you just made $150,000 in profit that you can split with your partner, and of course, the owner of the business would get the remaining money that's owed to them. So if you see a business that has potential in your area of expertise, you can always partner with somebody to get the capital and get it to a point where you can either sell it or you can just thrive with it and take it through the stratosphere. You're lowering the risk by getting other people involved. You're lowering the risk by betting on yourself and obviously saying I'm going to compensate myself with a percentage, with an equity amount based on me running the business. And of course, you're lowering the risk by spreading out the time when you pay out the owner. Everything is negotiable in business, and you can work something out that works for you and the business owner. And remember, When somebody's selling, there's a good chance they have a sense of urgency. They want to get out of the business some reason, and they may be open to this type of deal. It's not totally unheard of. I got more on today's topic, but before that, let me give love to today's sponsor. Support for today's show comes from our very own Webinar Ninja. Looking for a webinar platform to host your live tutorials, classes, or special events? Feel like you're stuck on a never-ending journey to find that perfect webinar software that's not going to break the bank? We get it. That's why we created Webinar Ninja, an all-in-one webinar software that allows you to host live, automated, hybrid series webinars all in one place. Webinar Ninja also has built-in tools for marketing and selling your digital products during and after your webinar. Whether you're doing a live course, a sales webinar, or building your email list with automated webinars, we have everything you need to get the job done. Each plan includes unlimited registrations and webinars. You can also insert pre-recorded videos right inside your live events. Webinar Ninja has been ranked as a top webinar software for the last 6 years. Not only because it does the job, but it does it well and it's easy to use. Some users say it's the easiest software they've ever used. Want to check it out? Every week, we run a live webinar demo, and we walk you through everything Webinar Ninja has to offer, so you can find out if it's the perfect webinar software for you. Just go to webinarninja.com/workshop to sign up for our next live demo. Again, that's webinarninja.com/workshop. One of my favorite quotes by Jim Rohn, the father of personal development and motivation that you can, YouTube, is it's all risky. Starting a business is risky. Not starting a business is risky. Meaning that if you don't take action, you're not going to get results. That's a risk you're taking by not taking action. So it's all risky. So you just need to figure out what level of risk you're comfortable with, try to minimize it as much as possible, and build a business around those parameters, right? I really believe it's good to have a bit of pressure, but you have to have balance. You have to have a bit of pressure and some comfort so you can be creative. Thanks so much for listening to the $100 MBA Show. If you love what you hear, hit subscribe right now so you never miss an episode. It's absolutely free to subscribe. Also, by subscribing, you get access to all our archive episodes, over 1,600 episodes in our archives. It's absolutely free, so go ahead and do that right now. Before I go, I want to leave you with this. If you're in a business right now that you don't like how risky it is and how much pressure is on you, you can pivot. You can change your business and incorporate some of the elements I talked about, arbitrage or affiliate marketing or partnering up to mitigate your risk and maybe even take some money off the table so that you can feel like, hey, there's not so much pressure on me. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll check you in tomorrow's episode, Q&A Wednesday. I'll see you then. Take care.
I hope you were able to hear everything. I have ran into a little bit of technical difficulties, and with that being said, I was able to catch the end of it. I had to run and go get my handy dandy second phone so I could hear my feedback on the YouTube feed and the Twitch feed and also Facebook. But it was a quick episode. I did catch the end. I know I listened to the arbitrage part of the show where it spoke about changing items, reselling items for a profit that you might find on other sites that could be common. I think he made the example in the sneaker industry, finding rare sneakers and also putting them up on your site and knowing how to sell to people those items and finding the difference between what it was listed for. Honestly, in so many ways, the sneaker industry is one of those areas where you buy it, and then because there's a limited quality, that you typically have a higher resale. Again, I think one part that went out for me where I had to step away was affiliate marketing, but I'm a little bit familiar with affiliate marketing. And also the last one is kind of like buying a business. So wanted to just touch base on this, let you go back on throughout your day. I know I didn't go over the house rules, but like I said, if we ever lose service or sometime the screen just crashes, don't worry, I will be back. Let me actually put you on the bigger screen. So anytime that happens, I will be back, and we are working through the kinks. Even though I just bought I Show You Instant, I still got to figure out how exactly we can make the podcast app broadcast through those channels. But without any other mistakes, I was able to use the other phone and hear the rest of the episode. Basically, it goes blank in my headphones, but it pushes the sound through OBS. Last rule is this is a place for no bashing. Everyone is welcome. We're here to help each other and hold each other accountable, and mistakes are welcome because with mistakes we learn how to be better. In this episode, I definitely like the last business plan. Buying a business was something that's been on my radar. I believe they might have talked about Empire Flippers. I've been looking at Empire Flippers as well. Shopify actually has a online business portal where online business broker, I would say, or a marketplace to buy online businesses. We can look at those real quick. And also, I believe Omar was hinting at his own course. I never really have been a part of the Himalaya community, so can't vouch for it, but definitely will show support for his show and for his products. Buying your own business is something that is very, what I believe is very interesting moving forward. I think it will be my generation and the generation after me newfound real estate in so many ways. Real estate, I don't think is going anywhere. However, I think buying online businesses is a really good appealing investment opportunity, especially alternative investment opportunity for people in my generation beyond me, and even people that came before me, because of the ability to use these online skills. The maintenance is not necessarily one you might think of the same, like in a trade. If you own real estate, you may have to know you must probably know great contractors, unless you are a great contractor. I think the opportunity to get in, it might look a little confusing. I haven't purchased an online business, but I definitely do plan on it. I think funding for it might be a little bit confusing to me, but I know it's abilities or opportunities out there, and I think more opportunities to fund you to buy online businesses will come about. And the analytics is there. That's something that I like about online businesses, the fact that analytics are very much so there, especially if you set it up. I think as I was getting into online shops and businesses, it was really the main idea to make it look pretty, but the analytics is really what tells the story. I'm learning every day about marketing, including with our academy and the show. But I think once you kind of get the hang of it, it makes a lot of sense. And if you can do it for one, you can do it again. And I think what he said there is any increase in revenue, you being able to bake in your own profit, and also the ability to have a market then to resell. There's also liquidity. I think there's a bit of liquidity out there for it. I don't think it's as liquid as trading stocks, but I definitely think there's some abilities out there. Like real estate is illiquid, but when you need to, you can sell it. There's a secondary market for it. And I think there's definitely going to be even a larger secondary market for online stores, especially during the pandemic. Everyone was looking to sell products. Some people use Etsy, some people use Shopify, some people use WooCommerce, you name it, getting on Amazon, FBA. Even with you can buy affiliate marketing companies. That's definitely something that interests me, something that you don't have to always know the beginning curves, but if you can run something, if you've already been a manager, and if you know how to hire people, well, hey, there's a great opportunity for you to go in. You bring the capital or find a partner. So definitely on my radar, and I'm quite sure to be on a lot more individuals and movers and shakers radar. And with affiliate marketing, I think we can touch base with that as I walk us into our next step. So let me go ahead and switch over to the internet. Let me go back to OBS. Oh, if you haven't already, go join our Discord channel. It is rooting for us all to win, and I'll have the link in the description of all these videos once I get my thumbnail set up, and you will be able to find that. But really looking forward to you joining our community. Would love to have you. So this is Omar Zinum. This is, I believe, what he said his course was on Himalaya. If you've ever used Himalaya, please comment below and let us know how it is. This is actually my first time hearing about this, but I'm assuming it is similar to the masterclass, where you can go on and listen to successful entrepreneurs, successful people in different industries, and learn their story. So I know I wanted to talk about Empire Flippers. Great. So Empire Flippers. is a website. Flipper.com is another one, but Empire Flippers, I think they even have their own podcast. It's really cool. Listen, we should probably listen in on it. Maybe tomorrow. But Empire Flippers, this is I want to say a business broker, but I don't want to mislabel them. However, you can definitely come on here, go to their marketplace, and see listings. Now, listings are, with everything, they have their own process. So from my understanding, some listings are not necessarily shown, or you might not be able to see information on them because they don't want you to compromise the business while it's on sale. Similar to if you're in real estate, they don't want you to go into a tenant occupied residence and kind of scare the tenants. I don't want to say scare them, but make them worried that, hey, my owner is selling my property. Should I be worried? Maybe with this, the idea is you don't want to go onto a website and scare the customer base by saying, hey, the people are selling it. Maybe they don't feel the new owners may come in and be as good as the others. But if done right, it's seamless and no one really knows there's new ownership, unless you are buying a distressed business, where I believe the idea is you will make it better. So when you actually own it, you can remarket and rebrand. But with a plan, you get to get some runway there. So yeah, there's tons of opportunities. As you can see, Amazon FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. So one more like a drop shipping style. Hope I'm not wording that wrong, but Amazon has the product, they send it out on your behalf. It's actually not drop shipping, I believe, or maybe it is. But definition wise, with drop shipping, you don't own the inventory, you get it sent directly from elsewhere. But I think with fulfilled by Amazon, you actually send products to Amazon and they just fulfill the orders for you. Amazon Associates, I think that's where you got the affiliate marketing opportunities through Amazon, and then as you can see, advertising, maybe blog. There's quite a few different, and that's why I really, SaaS is great. Software as a service, another opportunity I'm trying to get into for sure, or will get into. Lead gen, it's just, you name it, all types of business. And as you can see, there's prices here all the way up to 5 million. Let's go down to the lower end to see what type of buy-in. So 51,000 is the lowest listing. And if you compare that to a real estate transaction, I don't necessarily know if these numbers exactly equal out into like the same revenues, and what is the net. And I know there's different values that you look at, but just for instance of keeping things simplified, 51,000, that could be your first rental a lot of times, depending on where you are. Sometimes it could be even cheaper, and I'll show you that with Shopify. And then profits, 1,387. I believe that's probably an estimate, but I could be wrong. So average, so it's an average. And if you kind of want to do your own calculations, it's like if you could buy a $51,000 house and get $1,387 a month, that's pretty solid returns, I would say so. Even looking at 2,073, that's pretty intense in terms of getting your money back. Multiples are different, I guess. That's really built around like businesses and how they're valued in XYZ. So there's a few things that I think you can learn by listening to their podcast, but it's really a good opportunity, I think. And with anything, consultant, accountant, and attorney, speak to professional advisors to help you in your business buying decisions, and do research. That's what we're here to do together. When I am actively looking for my online business, I'll definitely share that with the academy and with our followers, and show you what my process looks like. And that should be able to really hopefully demystify some of the fears of buying a business. I know another one is Shopify. So Shopify Exchange Marketplace, that's what it is where you can actually buy Shopify stores that are already built out and somewhat showing revenue. This is a business model itself where you can actually get a store up and running to where you're ready to sell it. That's a opportunity some might find to be useful. As you can tell, there is probably quite a lot of people that understand marketing and know how to get a website. Like here, the Shaper, it says they don't even have profit, but the average revenue a month is 594. They're asking, I don't want to say only, but they're asking 3,000. So if you look here, what I love about this is as Shopify verifies the data, so they don't allow you to skew numbers or falsify information to try to get somebody a sale. So to lower the risk of people being scammed, in other words. But again, this is something that I would still take up with an accounting attorney. So this company has been around since May 20th. Looks like they started during COVID, and they hit a peak at 1,236 July and August. On this one, it does typically, sometimes they do allow you to see websites, so I'm not advocating for the ship shaper. I just clicked on it because it was a lower price. I know nothing about this company. But yeah, so if you're pretty good at making a website, you can get these products up. I know for sure that is actually a uh, stock photo or mock-up. So yeah, this is another business model, but if you felt like this was a company you can take even further and you can increase revenues and keep the overhead low, this could be an opportunity for you to buy it for $3,000, which could be somebody's birthday present. If you're into certain items that cost $3,000, could be a good birthday, Christmas present. Could be even an investment of yourself, like that you're really thinking it could work. Here's some screenshots. It looks like of sales, what the order numbers look like. Now, when you come down here, these numbers are verified by revenue data comes directly from Shopify, cannot be edited by seller. Same thing when it comes to traffic. How many people go to the website? Of course, the more people that see it, the more opportunities you can sell. And it tells you a bit about the expenses. I believe these are estimates, so how much they're spending the ads down there: Facebook, Google, Microsoft, paid apps, any apps that come to help you do business, such as like email marketer, different apps that they may have on Shopify. There's no inventory, so this is a drop shipping store. So yeah, I don't want to. Oh, and then I think sometimes they will sell the social media for you as well. So they'll build up the social media platforms and sell it to you. They have a mailing list, so you can get straight to marketing. So those two places, Empire Flipper and Exchange Marketplace, have been places that I think about starting my online business and purchasing a business myself. I don't have exactly full-on information about how the process actually goes, but I highly suggest it. So like I said, I wanted to keep this one short. Looks like we're just going over 30 minutes, but with that, I hope that we were able to listen in on what exactly are some ways that we can use this podcast and implement it right away. As I said, Shopify actually has some opportunities there that's 3,000. I think I've seen some even in the hundreds that you can give that a go. And then if you have maybe opportunities to partner, or if you have opportunity to leverage, you could potentially get into the online space. I do definitely think that with any business, you want to see how that benefits you, and also make sure that it's something that is and that fits your style, or that you can team up with others to accomplish. And I really am intrigued about also the arbitrage. I think that's even less of a opportunity. Here's one of my inside ways that I've been thinking as an opportunity. And if you follow Gary Vaynerchuk, I don't necessarily think he does arbitrage, but I know he does the flipping. He goes to different flea markets and thrift stores, and he finds items that are diamonds in the rough, and he's very persistent with selling them on other platforms for arbitrage. So I definitely think I don't want to miss that. That's a great opportunity as well. And checking out Craigslist and Craigslist to offer up, or Craigslist to XYZ. Just like if you're wholesaling real estate, a lot of times people sell things for a whole plethora of reasons, and they don't always have time. So you may have time, you may have a little bit of money. You can also sell that, or do exactly what Omar said. And I don't necessarily think that maybe he knew if I guess what I'm dancing around to say is like, hey, if from what he said, if you find something cheaper and you can sell it for more, there's an opportunity to be had there. But with that, I hope that we had a great podcast meetup. I'm excited. I'll be back later today for our power chat. I'm back ready to roll. As you can see, my environment has changed, so done traveling and just checking out how the election goes. But I don't want to also stop this week from helping and also being a part of the community. So if you haven't already, joined the Discord channel. And just to let you know, if you are one of my followers or subscribers, I will be having surveys going out. It would be greatly appreciated if you can fill it out. It should take no more than 45 seconds. Just a few ways that I can learn how to serve you better. So it's been a pleasure. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy the rest of your week if you don't tune in, but I hope you do. So I'll see you soon.